Welcome back, everyone. It is time. I am ready to rock and roll. We crushed it last week. It was an absolute banger of a week. The moves were perfectly timed. Everything went the way we needed it to. Now, this week, hey, it's the Fed's time. The Fed's coming out on Wednesday. They're going to change everything. We have not had a rate cut in, I think, about 195 years. Could be a little bit shorter. I don't know. But in all due seriousness, the Fed is going to come out, most likely drop rates by 25 basis points on Wednesday. Makes money cheaper. We got some good things happening once that does, because you usually have flow into riskier assets. What am I talking about? Also known as AKA crypto. So I'm going to talk about this, but the biggest news, folks, this is it. I try to bring the heat, and today I am doing it for 24 hours, folks. One day. I'm going to do one day. We're going to do one day here. The no-cost 3-day trial, one day. So if you're someone who said, Mo, I wanted to do that trial, I'm giving you a one-day shot. Today only. Monday. 24 hours. I'm going to leave this up. You got it. Starting right now, you have a chance to click that first link, go over to wap.com, and you can sign up for a 3-day trial at no cost, folks. And you can come on into the Discord. You'll be able to see tomorrow. I have the live stream trading where I trade and I teach. I do all kinds of stuff. Do the earner tier. The earner tier is the one where I do all that. You got 36 learning lessons, the expert traders, the bread bot charting, all of it and more in there. And you guys can take advantage of that. You guys can see that right there. Now, this is something I'm only doing, like I just said, for 24 hours, starting at 8:30 in the morning here. And so if you're not in there, you don't take advantage of this today, do not come to me tomorrow and say, Mo, I wanted to do it. You do it now. This is it. This is your opportunity. We're going to run this for 24 hours, and then we're done with it. We had a lot of people over the weekend say, Mo, I wanted to see it, so we're doing it today only. So get in there. The other big things we do have, the second link down below does get you over to the 4-step framework. This is free. There's no cost. You guys, I teach this. Now I go in for an hour and teach my 4-step framework for successful technical analysis. You can sign up for that below. And of course, the Moo thing, which I have an exclusive with them right now, which is absolutely huge. Look what they're doing. You got to use my link down below, though. If you don't use that link, you can't get this. So all three are right there. Take advantage, folks. Now, I'm going to talk XRP and the Fed. So I've been kind of watching all of this, and I'm watching the hour chart on this. This is XRP on the hour chart. Last time we were really dipping underneath the 50, you had to go all the way back to the 7th and 8th of September. We're now all the way up there, 15th of September. And as you can see where we're going, 14th, 15th of September, this tells us that it's been over a week since we dipped below the 50. So now we dip below the 50. We don't want to go crashing back all the way down to here, which was 292, strong support right there. We want to stay up here and start ripping the 5 back above the 50, or the 5 above the 13 on that. And we'll see on the technicals. The 13 right now at 305. Our price right now, 304. I'm expecting big movement. I'm talking good movement moving forward. Now, I wanted to go to the 4-hour chart. Why do I say that? Well, right now, the weekend is the weekend. You have this massive pump on right here, check this out. We break the Bollinger Band on the 4 hours. We keep going forward. We have a monster blow off top candle for the 4 hour. It pushes us up to over 75 in the RSI. You get the signal on the bread bot, and what happens afterwards? It comes down. That's what happens. You have this monster push for days and days and days, and finally you come down to reality. So the daily or the hourly candle hit below the 50 EMA. Now I go to the 4-hour candle. How serious is this? Is the 4-hour candle dipping below the 50? Because if you look at the 4-hour, like I said, all the way back to the 7th or 8th of September, we're above. Now you hit it. Down here it hits the 50, pushes back up. So now I like what I'm seeing. We're starting to move up a little bit. And I want to watch and see how this goes throughout today. If we see this thing turning north and getting back above the 5 EMA, is exactly what we're expecting. If it fails and drops below the 50 EMA, and the 50 EMA for this right now is $3. So $3 is your mark. We want to stay above 3. Remember, I told you 3 the $3 mark for XRP and the XRP price, when it came to my XRP price prediction, is that you wanted to make sure you stayed above the $3 price for XRP. That is a key line. As long as we did, we should be good to go moving forward. Now, I have the 4 horsemen of crypto in my portfolio. I continue to buy. I'm about 2/3 invested in the crypto position I want by the end of this month. Now, I've been front loading it big time because these charts are all changing. So you see the 4 hours, still very bullish. As long as we don't break below the 50 EMA, I'm fine. I get it. Hey, it dropped a little bit, Mo. I'm not going to go running for the streets, all right? We had a great week. You can see this right here. Giving it a little bit back, I'm okay. Coming up to the 5, I'm okay. Let's push this thing. This is what we want. Once we push back above 306.8, so 307, we want to get above 307, and then ultimately a closing candle at 312 or higher would mark the next leg up. And I believe this all the way up to the 331 mark. Now we got to close above that around 332 or higher. And once we get a closing candle above this right here, this yellow line at 331, that is the line in the sand. And I said, if we confirm that's a closing candle above and one opening and closing candle above that, we are going to new highs. And that means we will break the previous highs. That's my prognostication. And that's where I do believe we're going to go with the XRP and the XRP price prediction. Now, for everybody who's been asking me, where do you see this going by the end of the year? I've been very, very straightforward about this. I told you that I absolutely believed we could get to $4.50 to $5 by the end of the year. Now, we've had quite a run already. We've been running like a champ, actually. And so now, every time we see a little bit of red, everybody starts screaming and hollering, oh my goodness, what's going on? Folks, that's just, you have 7, 8 days up, and then you have 1 or 2, 3 days down. 7 or 8 days up. Let's go ahead and give this thing a chance to breathe and run through the field. You know, it's like you're out there and you see that big 12-point buck running through the field. You just admire it. And that's what I'm going to do with this thing here. All right, now, I gave you a look at this. The Fed has the rates cut incoming this week on Wednesday. So keep that in mind. On Wednesday, we're going to have those rate cuts. You can see that right there, the 17th. They got it priced at 100%. There's even a small chance of a 50 basis point. If they cut by 50 basis points, I want to tell you what, I don't know what was going to happen, but crypto should run like a champ. But that would tell me there's something more wrong with the economy we don't know. So I don't expect that. I do expect a quarter there, a quarter in October, and a quarter in December. At that point, that would be 75 basis points knocked off of this thing. Rates are coming down. The cost of loans start to come down. All these things that we're looking for should start to come down. And they're going to get aggressive in this rate cutting, in my opinion. So how far are they going to go before they stop cutting? Well, as you can see, they're starting to slow down roughly as we get into March. And you can see we might cut, we might not, we don't know. And that's what I'm watching for. So as we get through spring of next year, I know I'm already past Christmas, guys. I'm already looking at St. Patty's Day here coming up, or the Ides of March right there. Is that the 15th? Oh, that's the 18th. I need my goggles on. The 18th. So we're past that Ides of March. We're going to see what happens when we go forward. But for now, as the Fed cuts those rates, good things should happen for crypto in general. It might not be right away. But remember, in October for XRP, we should have some decisions on those XRP spot ETFs. Once again, I am fully in the camp that they will be approved before year's end. October is the month I believe they will be approved in. Maybe not, though. It could be cross these T's, dot these I's, and it takes a little longer. Now, if we go to the weekly chart on this to make sure everybody's up to date and you know what you need to know for this week, you tell me, is this bullish or bearish? Because everybody writes me and is panicky, and I say, are we bullish or bearish right now? They're like, what do you mean it's bearish? On what candle? The minute candle? Like, you can't just sit there and go by like, oh, it's a half hour and the hour candle. What about the weekly candles, the big candles that matter, when you start running with them? Well, yeah, they're green. Yeah, that's right. So we hit on the 13 here after hitting all-time highs, come back down. Now we're hitting back off that support, exactly what we wanted to see. And now we're going to move into a new week and see how this thing goes. Are we going to have a nice green week? My answer, I believe so. And especially with the rate cuts and possibly whatever the Fed says to either draw in more money into crypto. If they come out and they talk dovish, oh, that's going to be fantastic for crypto. But if they come out and they're hawkish in their tones and they're like trying to scare the markets, well, it could work. And so I am watching all this. I'm not getting into selling any of my XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Possibly we'll look at Solana because Solana's been on fire. So I am watching that closely. But I do have these with the mindset that I would like to hold them until at least the end of this year, which is about 12, 14 weeks from now. So there's my plan. I'm going to show you the portfolio later this afternoon. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. But more importantly, get over there. I'm going to be in the Discord today. Make sure you're in there. You can see everything, the portfolios, the live stream trading we do, all this and more. First link down below, 3-day trial. And it's today only. I'm only going to have this available for 1 day. So get in there, take advantage of this, sign up. You want to do the earner tier and take full advantage. It's 1 day only today. Yeah, and the second thing we do got down there is we do got the 4-step framework where I teach. You guys can come in there and check this out. There's no cost for this. And of course, the Moo. This is huge, absolutely huge. Exclusive welcome bonus they did for me for my viewers. This is massive. So if you guys haven't done that, that's the third link down below. You got to use the link, though. If you don't get it. All right, family, that's it. A lot of things to process there, I know. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the Discord.